Everyone, welcome to the newest episode of Metahumans Mondays. We've got some really cool topics to talk about today. With me today, new special guest, Erica. Really glad to have you here today. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Good, good. And we actually had Francisco here about a minute ago, but he had there's a lot of weird stuff happening here in the valley right now. For those that don't know where Imperial Valley is, for everyone tuning in, but there's a bunch of brush fires in two separate cities at the same time, and then Francisco had some late night work he had to do that he had to split for right now. So very crazy day to the point where the brush fires actually sent us all like these Amber Alerts on our phone that tripped the heck out of us out because all the Amber Alert said was stay inside, and it didn't really say why, so we were all like tripping out. But
Yeah, leave it to Facebook to tell us what's going on.
yeah, so pretty wild. But let's jump right into these topics, and in advance, I want to thank everyone that joins us in the chat as well. Always stoked to have all of you here, everyone that's signing on in. And right into the first topic here, we're going to jump right into this. So, because of COVID, there have been a ton of action figures, collectibles, Funko Pops, Marvel Legends, you name it. All kinds of stuff from all kinds of toy companies that have to do in regards to the new Spider-Man movie, which of course is not out, but if scheduling had been normal, we probably would have had it out. And due to that, a lot of these toy companies can't really hold off till their scheduled release of the movie, because we know we're not going to see this movie till way down the line now. I mean, we barely got Black Widow. So, because of that, we're going to get a lot of action figure leaks. And I don't know. I don't know if I'd consider them 100% spoilers, because we still don't know what they mean. And it's not like I'm seeing, a new villain that I didn't know was in there or something, but it still is pretty cool to see some of these leaks and some of these things that we didn't know were there, but they're so prevalent in the toy form that they're undeniable, that they're going to do something with it in the movie. And Erica, you're the perfect guest for today, because you're big on Funko. You're the expert compared to me. You know more about this. I'd love to hear your opinions on this, and I'm sure you have a lot to say about it already, and I'm looking forward to hearing it. So, what do you think about all this, all the Funko reveals and everything you've seen?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like throughout COVID, a lot of the Funkos were being released before any movie was coming out, like months in advance, and now they're doing it with Spider-Man, which I think is actually kind of cool in a sense, because you're like, oh, I want to see, what that black suit's all about, or, how they have the new Funko with it showing Spider-Man using like Doctor Strange's powers. It's like, oh, what's that about? So I think it's kind of gonna get more people back to the movies and stuff like that. And to me, like, you can't watch a Marvel movie at home. Like, you have to see it on the big screen at least.
Yeah, that's
So
the one in
I
the
think it'll
far
get
left,
people back
right?
to the movies for sure.
The one you're talking about, is that the one on the far left of the
Yes.
image?
Yes.
Okay. I'm barely seeing that right now, actually. I didn't
Yeah,
really.
so that one, if people can like zoom in or even just look it up online, like Google it, he's literally has, when Doctor Strange does his power of the circle,
Yeah.
he has it in his hand and
Uh-huh.
also on his chest.
So is it like
So, and then obviously they have.
it
Good.
it looked like the Eye of Agamotto on his chest, but I couldn't really tell because it's a Funko, so it's still kind of tiny. The heads are so big on the Funkos that sometimes the accessories go really small. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why with the black suit, like you really have to zoom in to see like it's got all this weird tech and stuff going down his arm that's just, I don't know if it's something like to hint towards maybe some type of electrical villain coming in, or
Yeah. Well,
I'm not really sure.
well, you know what? Jamie Foxx was brought back as Electro for this movie. I know that.
Was he really? I
Yeah.
didn't even realize that.
Yeah, they brought him back. I know that one for sure. They brought him back. They also brought back the
Dr. Ock.
Doc Ock, yeah, the Molina guy. And Michael Keaton's Vulture's coming back. Basically Sinister
Mm,
Six, you know? They haven't
yeah.
confirmed everybody, but a lot of those people are coming back. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I'm curious to see what other stuff's gonna come out. Funko tends to leak their stuff earlier than most people. I feel like that's why like I kind of knew about the toys like a week or two ago because they're already pre-ordering them.
yeah.
Um, but to me, it's like it's not like it's like a Tobey Maguire Funko where you're like, oh my gosh, he is coming back or
I
whatever.
know. Imagine that. Just an unmasked Spidey with like the Garfield head, the Maguire head, and the Holland head. Yeah, that'd be
Oh yeah,
funny.
people will lose their mind for sure.
Yeah. You know what I'm noticing
Oh,
right
and
now? I
then
didn't
I
really
don't know if you
piece.
saw the. Sorry, I don't know if you saw the Lego. Did you see the
Oh,
leaked Lego
we're
one?
about to pull that up right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I got a good image of that. We're gonna actually let's just pop to it right now. All right, let me here's the slide. Yeah. Yeah, that Lego set is crazy. Um I don't know, there might be more than one. I might be showing you might know of another one that I saw. This is the one that I saw though. Is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what is that scorpion-looking figure? Like, what is going
Yeah.
on? You know what I mean? That kind of hints towards another villain or tech. Who knows?
Yeah, so in the Sinister Six in the comics, the Scorpion is actually one of the characters there. So and he's like the only one that
Okay.
I didn't see announced, so that might be it right there, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Because that one definitely looks like a hectic scene.
Yeah, it does. I'm trying to see the little minifigures. You got Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and then the other two. Who are the
I
other
think
two on there?
MJ,
Yeah, MJ. They just put MJ. That's all they put. MJ and his buddy,
and it
right?
might be Wong.
Okay, Wong. It is Wong. Yeah,
Is that?
it is Wong. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so small there. Yeah, interesting. But this kind of confirms how big of a role Well, we already knew Doctor Strange was going to come out to some extent, but this kind of confirms how much larger of a role he's going to play in this. You know. Um, Another thing I'm noticing is
Yeah, especially since sorry,
Oh,
especially since like Doctor Strange comes out right after Spider-Man, or at
yeah.
least it's supposed to according to Phase 4. So it's
Yes.
like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Another Amber
that
Alert,
Tobey
huh?
Maguire thing is going off again.
I know.
Yeah,
There you go. For anyone
that's
that
like
didn't
my
believe
fourth one.
us, there's the Amber Alert right there. There's some big fires going on around us here. Not good. No bueno. I know earlier, actually you had a good point earlier, Erica. You said it. You think it might have been a firework. Some people just doing some dumb stuff out in the country and accidentally lighting stuff. And you know what? That actually sounds like it might be the case because the day after 4th of July, what are the odds of that? And people don't even know what they light stuff like in the wrong places sometimes, you know? Yeah.
Definitely, and everything's dried out right now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the littlest thing, I feel like will start a little brush fire.
Yeah. So yeah, crazy, crazy. So yeah, my I can hear my phone going off too in the distance. Um I was gonna say, did you notice that I'm going back to that prior image right now. How much they dodged just the regular suit for this like Tony Stark Iron Spider looking, well not complete Iron Spider, but you know that deco with the gold. They really are
Mm-hmm.
going with that here. Yeah, that's seems to be very
Yeah,
prevalent.
everything I was reading was that they're bringing the Iron Spider suit back, and it's supposed to be like more improved and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I mean, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks cool. It does. It looks cool. Um this is the one I was looking forward to just because I'm a big I personally collect these, but the 6-inch Marvel Legends from Hasbro. Here is the
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man again, gold, black and gold with the red hands, and I think this kind of highlights a little more of the tech on the hands you're talking about, a little more, you know. Um, but
Yeah, this one actually looks a lot different from the Funko. That's
yeah.
crazy.
So this is the Marvel Legends. They're usually supposed to be more detailed on these than all the other figures. So this is like they're fully articulated,
Mm-hmm.
and this definitely looks more tech. And again, this is a 6-inch figure, so we're looking at like a price point on this of like, well, I was gonna say 19.99, but you know what? They actually boost the price on these. They're like $22 now. So Hasbro's been marking up their value the action figures. Actually, I think the Funko Pops had a little bit of a rise too on price on some of them as well. But yeah, this is the Marvel
I think it's
Legends.
because of COVID, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Like
affecting a lot of things.
nobody had anything to do, so people started more. I feel like people who weren't collecting started collecting
Yeah.
during COVID, so they just decided to bump the price on everything, like cards and
Oh,
whatever
cards.
else.
Yeah, cards is a whole nother thing. Cards is a wild market. Cards is an absolutely
Oh
wild market
yeah.
right now. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I'm actually digging this. This is a cool figure. I'll actually be picking this one up when it comes out. I'm sure we'll be carrying it in the store because we pretty much get every Marvel Legend that comes out. But I mean, all the Funkos that are here too through our previews, through our store. If anyone's in the chat or anyone from the Valley seeing this, you can send us an email, and then we'll email you an invite, and you can log on to previews catalog, and you can literally order any Funko Pop or any of these figures when they're as they come available through our site, and they'll arrive at our store. So you can do that as well. But yeah, just a lot of stuff here. Let me jump right here into the chat. Shout out to Action Doll, Shane Carr, Dylan. How you doing, dude? Peter Robles, how you doing? Action Doll. Oh, there's one behind my house down in the canyon. Ooh, shoot. Okay, so the fire.
Jeez.
There's a fire in the canyon. Out in So okay, so that's gonna be out in Calexico by the Grand Plaza Outlets. It sounds like. So, what's up with that? There's this fires freaking everywhere. Then it's like if like there was this like what is it, like the flag smashers from Winter Soldier. It's like we got a bunch of flag smashers in different parts of the Imperial Valley lighting fires at the same time, all on walkie-talkies or something. What the hell is going
Yeah, because
on?
you got the one in Brawley and then the one in Calexico.
Yeah,
That's
what's
just
up with
crazy.
that? Yeah, that's some psycho stuff right there. What the hell's going on? Almost seems choreographed or something. So anyone out there, be careful on here in the valley. Lots of fires for some reason everywhere. The day after 4th of July of all things, right? That's really weird. Um, but yeah, everyone stay safe out there. Pretty crazy. I'm gonna jump right into this next topic right here, which is actually still Marvel related, and I didn't even know about this. So I didn't even know about this till right now. Francisco and I had a little brief conversation about this, and this is a reality. I didn't even know this was coming. Did you know about this,
Mm.
Erica? They're
Yeah,
making
I
a
did actually.
Yeah. I didn't know about this. There's a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special coming. Um, yeah, for Christmas. How crazy is that? Um,
Yeah, because Mark Hamill made a joke about this on Twitter like a little while ago because people clown on the Star Wars holiday special. So he
yeah,
was just like, "Oh, you're copying Star Wars type thing. Like, don't do what we did."
yeah, and he's gonna do it anyways. Yeah. So
Right.
apparently this was James Gunn's idea. So there's an article that says that James Gunn basically approached Kevin Feige for years. So this has been a thing. He's been pitching this to Kevin Feige for quite some time now. And like you're saying, it was probably a joke at first, but it went further than a joke and became reality. And now they have confirmation. But the really interesting thing is, if you notice even the photo, the little photo that's here, they actually have confirmation from uh, Chris Pratt coming back as Star-Lord, Bautista coming back as Drax, Bradley Cooper voicing Rocket, Vin Diesel voicing Groot, Karen Gillan voicing Nebula, and Palm Clementieff coming back as Mantis. But oddly enough, for whatever reason, there is no confirmation of Zoe Saldana coming back as Gamora, which I found kind of strange. Um, I don't know if on IMDb it doesn't list her either, but for whatever reason, they don't have confirmation from her. And I don't know why. Um, uh,
I have a feeling they're probably gonna wait it out till Volume 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy to probably like go into that story.
okay.
Just because of the way they left things in Avengers, it was kind of like open ended.
Yeah.
So
So like,
maybe in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 it'll go like
so they're trying.
reintroduce her character.
So you think they're trying to really, really stay in canon with what's going on then, huh? They're really trying to stick to that.
Yeah, I feel like Marvel does a pretty good job with
Yeah.
that. Like, just look what they did with WandaVision, and everything they're doing with Disney Plus. Like, what they're doing right now is crazy.
Yeah.
I enjoy it though. I'm
Yeah.
enjoying it.
Yeah. So this will be fun because the Guardians of the Galaxy movies are some of my absolute favorite Marvel movies. Honestly, if I had to pick a like a franchise of theirs that I've enjoyed the most overall, I'm gonna say it's probably the Guardians movies for me. Just because there's something about not having an expectation for something, and when it's good, it makes it cooler. Does that make sense? You know? So, like when Guardians
No,
came out,
definitely.
yeah, when Guardians came out, no one was like pissed off that like Guardians was like there was like no standard. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like it's like that with like everything Star Wars. Like Star Wars fans are so critical,
Yeah.
and like I'm a big Star Wars buff, and like I'll probably get hated on for this, but I enjoyed the Solo movie.
Yeah,
But I feel
Solo movie
like
was
people's
good.
expectations for Han Solo is like he's a god, and when the movie came out, people were like, "Oh no, no, no!" Like nobody's ever gonna be happy. Like not
Yeah.
everybody is.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Guardians just hit that spot for me just because it's like, if you tell someone you're gonna, like you're saying, if you tell someone you're gonna make a Batman movie, can you imagine the pressure you got
Mm-hmm.
already by saying that, you know? So like,
I feel like that's why Ben Affleck backed out.
yeah. So, if you're like, we're gonna make Guardians of the Galaxy, like 99% of the population is like, what? What is that? I don't know what the hell that is. So like when they watch it,
Yeah.
they're not gonna like hate on it. It's just gonna be like, hey, that was cool. I don't know what that was, but that was fun. You know what I mean? And so
Mm-hmm.
it's funny because I did know what Guardians of the Galaxy was prior to Guardians because I've been reading comics like all my life. But the thing is, Guardians of the Galaxy in the comics is like a completely different team. Like literally the only character from the comics that was in the movie was Yandu. And then all these other characters, like they're all from different parts, like Nebula's first appearance was like in an Avengers book, and Drax's first appearance was like Iron Man 55, which was an Iron Man comic. Star Lord's first appearance was
Yeah.
Marvel Premiere, and Groot came out in an old Marvel horror book, and like they came from so many like weird places, and James Gunn just hodgepodged them in this movie and just made magic. And for me, I just love that. I mean, that's actually what makes me look forward to the new Suicide Squad movie because I think James Gunn just does such a good
Mm-hmm.
job with teams like characters and misfits. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is gonna be
Yeah.
fun.
That was literally the vibe I was getting when you were explaining that. I was like, yeah, like Suicide Squad. It's like you get a bunch of people from different backgrounds or from different stories and bring them together, and it's like, oh, this is entertaining.
Yeah, yeah. What's gonna be fun about that movie is James Gunn's gonna like. I mean, he's got like 20 people already in that movie. He's gonna kill off like 80% of them, and they're gonna be like in all probably like in absurd, ridiculous ways. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's gonna be wild. One thing though, before I go to the next slide, the side note. I know I don't have a slide here of Suicide Squad, but I did not know this either. I just found this out and kind of pieced it together. But for those of you that collect like the Todd McFarlane DC action figures, you'll notice that they've been giving like a Peacemaker, John Cena's character, like a sword, and Bloodsport, who usually has guns, they gave him swords, and like I did not know this, but Warner Brothers has like a rule, and they do this with the Funko Pops too, and I just barely noticed that they have a rule where they don't allow their characters to hold weapons, like guns. I mean guns. This is like a new thing. Did you know that? It's a really weird thing, and I'm
That's
barely
kind
like,
of. It must be really recent because
yeah,
like
it
the
is.
Cara Dune characters for Funko, she's holding a big old gun, like two hands like this, and
Yeah,
that's crazy. I didn't
yeah,
even
it's
realize
a new
that.
thing. It's a new thing. They're not letting him use guns. I don't know. It's just because they don't want to get um. Yeah, I mean
Too
they
political.
yeah political, but I mean it's weird because like, gosh, man, if everything hasn't changed now, right? Like with all that stuff, how careful they are tiptoeing on all those things now. Like it's fiction. It's not even real. You know what I mean? So and a lot of those guns, a lot of times they're not even like real guns. Sometimes they're like these these absurd like space looking weapons, and like they don't really have to like, no one's gonna find like a space blaster or something, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So
that makes me wonder how they're gonna do like Punisher, like
yeah,
dude's a gun nut.
yeah. Well, you know what? I've heard
Like,
something.
how are you gonna go about that character?
Yeah, I heard some things about Punisher where they're just gonna like, they might just cut him out, you know, which is crazy.
Oh no.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people using the Punisher logo in the wrong ways, you know? A lot of people using the, yeah, and Disney's like, hey, that's not what that was meant for, you know? And it's getting a little out of hand. But you know,
yeah, it's very popular like in military base settings and stuff
yeah.
like that.
But you know what? I always thought, like, you know what? It's not like they have to X the Punisher out. If anything, why don't they just, like, modify his logo or something? And just be like, you know what? That's not his logo anymore or something, you know? And then you don't have to, like, get rid of the Punisher, you know? Yeah. He could still be the Punisher. Just give him another logo.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, I mean, they modify the Batman logo all the time, right?
Come out of the woodworks and crucify them.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
True. That is true.
Yeah, they modify that Batman logo a bunch of times. And in a bunch of movies, you know? Yeah. So.
Batman, Superman.
Superman too, yeah.
Even Spider-Man, I feel like his little spider is always changing.
It does. I mean, like, even like a hint of changes. Like, if you look at Miles Morales' spider logo, it's different than Spider-Man's, but you still get it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, definitely.
There's definitely ways to change it, and to where like you're not completely lost on it. You know. So rounding out here, let me check here in the chat right quick. Fred FDG in the chat says, this is a team from Annihilation Wave in the early 2000s. He says, no guns. Yes, I think only in ads. Okay. Shankar Dillon says, that's how I feel it's going to be with Moon Knight. Netflix Punisher. The Netflix Punisher was really good. Holy smokes, that show was really, really good. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to jump right into this last segment here of the show. And this is the comic book pick of the week. And this week's comic book pick of the week is going to be Spawn number 319. And this book right here, this book right here is for anyone who's lost on Spawn. This is like a good jumping on point, because this Spawn book number 319 is actually an entirely new storyline. So I can actually read the synopsis here. I think this is direct from Mr. Todd McFarlane himself too. It says, Spawn number 319, exciting new era for Spawn. The issue starts a new story arc stemming from Spawn's universe number 1. And then it says that there are new villains that are introduced. And there's really big surprises in this issue. And this issue just came out. And the reason why I'm recommending this for the comic book pick of the week is because anyone who felt that they were overwhelmed with Spawn before, like they didn't know where they were, this is a fresh start, and it kind of like reintroduces you a little bit to some things. Plus you get some new villains. And right as we get into the new Spawn number 1 comic that's about to come out, which is called King Spawn number 1, you can get into that and not feel lost by reading this one. Plus, I don't know how he does it, but Todd McFarlane there at Image, this book is still the same price. It's $3, and he added a card stock cover. So when you see this book in person, anyone who's been collecting Spawn, this book actually has a card stock cover now, which just added value and quality. And usually those kinds of things, like a company like DC will charge you a whole $1 more just for the cardstock cover, and Todd McFarlane Image didn't even increase the price. So I don't know how he did it. He cut the costs on what, but that's a heck of a deal. And you see the variants here from top left. That's cover A. To the right of it, cover B, which is Really cool. Cover C on the bottom left, that's the Todd McFarlane cover. And then the black and white one on the bottom right, that is the 1 in 5 incentive, which actually we will have at the store as well. So the 1 in 5, for every 5 copies that a store orders of any cover, they get one of those black and white ones, for anyone that wonders how that works. And that one features Gorilla. What is his name? The gorilla creature. Oh man, what is his name? He has a cool freaking name too. I was gonna say Cyber Gorilla.
Unfortunately, I don't know much about Spawn, or else I'd help you.
Yeah. Oh man, someone in the chat, if you guys catch this on time here, let me know what the heck
My
his.
extent of Spawn knowledge is like the original.
All good,
movie.
all good. You know what? I almost said Gorilla Grodd for a quick second. Cygor, Fred FDG. Thank you, Fred. Cygor. There we go. Cool name, Cygor. So thank you to the chat for that, Cygor. Very cool character though. I'm actually looking forward to the Cygor action figure because McFarlane put out a Gorilla Grodd figure, so you know he's just gonna rehash and reuse some of those parts. So that's gonna look really great. But yeah, this will be the comic book pick of the week. Spawn 319. I highly recommend it. The value on it is great. You get a lot of extra bonus for it. And man, the covers look freaking great too. They're knocking the covers at the park.
The art is nice.
The art is very nice. Yeah, top notch.
Yeah.
Top notch. Yeah, very cool.
I was reading that the Spawn, the new one that's coming out, issue #1.
Yes.
It broke all of Image's records.
It did.
And it said it's like the biggest thing in like a decade.
Yeah,
with like 200,000 copies sold or something.
Yeah, which is unheard of for a comic that's not Marvel or DC. You know what I mean? That's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, Todd knows what he's doing. He's one heck of a businessman. Every time you talk to Todd in person, if you have the honor of, pleasure of doing it in person, it's like getting your own personal TED Talk. And I'm not joking about that. Like, the dude is on another level business-wise. So, always great to get some knowledge from the Todd father, as I call him. Yeah, really nice guy too. He doesn't do signings at stores, but one time, he told me that if he was ever, because he lives in Arizona, that's why, that he told me, don't be surprised if someday he makes a stop at Metahumans Comics to check out the store, unannounced. So someday,
oh man,
yeah. For all I know, he might have already come, and we were like closed or something on those hours that he came, but
or he was masked up and you couldn't tell.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, pretty crazy. But yeah, really stoked on that. That is a great cover and a great book. And that's gonna do it for today's show. I want to thank my special guest, Erica. Thank you for joining us. Great to have you today.
Thank you. I had fun.
Yeah, and where can we find you? You want to plug anything?
I don't really do much. This is like my first time doing anything like this.
Hey, awesome.
But yeah.
Well, stoked to have you.
Maybe you'll catch me at the comic shop once in a while.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, thinking of Funko Pops, I'm actually thinking about it now. Why isn't there a Spawn Funko Pop? That's something I'm surprised there isn't.
I bet you with the McFarlane thing, like he's got his own action figures. He's like,
yeah.
I need to dive into Funko.
He'd make his own Funkos, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, he'd make his own, and they would probably sell out within minutes.
Yeah, that'd be cool if they have a little Stan Lee Funko Pop. If they made a little Todd McFarlane Funko Pop, I would buy one of those. Have him sign it.
That'd be really cool because there's so many Stan Lee variants. It's crazy.
Yeah. That actually, we're saying that right now, kind of jokingly, but it might actually happen someday. But yeah, without further ado,
our phones are listening to us. It's gonna happen tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah, it's going down. It got cemented right here on Metahumans Mondays.
Yeah.
So yeah, without further ado, I want to thank everyone for joining us. You can find me at Ruben Ahara, but most importantly at Metahumans Comics. You can find us on the Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Something new we're gonna do. We're gonna try this out. I don't know if you guys have heard of an app called Whatnot. They've been doing a lot of auctions and stuff. I think they were pretty big in the Funko world actually, but now they're doing comic books, and I think trading cards were another thing they did. But we are going to be trying out our first Whatnot apps pretty soon. So we're gonna be trying some auctions there. We are no longer doing the Facebook auction on Sundays, but we still do the Instagram one. So we're gonna do Instagram, and the Whatnot app is gonna replace the Facebook one. So heads up to anyone that follows our comic auctions. That's the direction that we're heading there. Yeah, just want to thank everyone for joining on in here. And we'll see you all next Monday on Metahumans Mondays. Everyone stay safe out there. Everyone in the valley, stay safe. There's a crazy arsonists out there doing I don't know what, whatever's going on. So stay safe and be careful.
Yeah.
And everyone take care. And thank you for watching.